Welcome to Hoovie's Garage, the dumbest automotive channel in all of YouTube. And today I'm in the Wizard's shop and he is wrenching away on my latest additions. And today we're also going to solve some mysteries here with my 1970 Plymouth Superbird, which I bought sight unseen on an auction site, and it showed up with tons and tons and tons of undisclosed issues. It turned out a lot of those problems weren't as bad as they first seemed, but there's some really weird things going on with this Superbird that we are going to look at today. Some things are fixed, and the reason why they were broken in the first place is very, very strange. But another thing happening today, which is very exciting, is my million-mile Dodge Ram 2004 2500 Cummins turbo diesel is coming apart, and we can look inside the engine with almost 1 million miles and see how it looks and how it's held up so well for so long. In addition, the Ferrari 355 is going to begin its teardown for the engine out, which is very exciting. So a very industrious, very expensive week at the Wizard shop, which I will be observing and not touching because I'm not allowed to do that anymore. Wizard, are you thirsty?
Yeah, it's been a rough week. I've been hitting the bottle pretty hard.
I see. Are we doing dishes today?
Yes.
That is
it sounds like dishes.
It is an amazing dishwasher you have there.
Impact sent it to me. It's very, very powerful. Ready for the steam cloud?
Okay. It's like a spa for an oil pan. Wow.
I wouldn't want to be in there while it's running.
So is that my million mile Cummins oil pan?
Yes.
How about that? It was caked in years and years and years of oil, which is now coming off, along with, what's that?
It's like plastic coating that was on the oil pan.
When it was new?
Yes.
It looks really, really nice. I see a crank pulley as well, and what looks like a belt tensioner.
Yep, they were just completely gunked up in oil and sludge, and they aren't now.
Wow, okay, well that means if it's not on the truck, it's all apart, so we can see inside. Well, you got some more bits here. This is some cover.
That's the timing cover.
Okay.
Cleaned up and ready to go back on. That's a tone ring for the crank sensor that goes behind the main pulley. And then a bunch of pulleys and an air filter. Yep. Well, not very complicated, huh? No, we'll go back together with some of this to help lubricate it.
What lube?
Oh, sorry, my thumb's in the way.
Oh, assembly lube.
Assembly lube, yes.
The reason why it's coming apart is after a million miles, it's leaking, understandably, from the timing chain cover, which is off, and the oil pan, which is off. So now that it is off, we can see... What the heck?
That's the pickup tube.
For the oil?
Yes.
It's massive. So this picks up oil and sends it into the... That's got to be the biggest one I've ever seen.
It's got more throughput than I do, that's for sure.
Holy moly. You'll never have to worry about oil flow with this one.
No.
Whoa. Okay, well that's one reason why these engines last so long, huh?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so let's look inside. First thing I'm seeing is the complete lack of a timing chain or a timing belt.
No, it's timing gears. No chains or belts at all on this engine.
It's kind of hard to skip a gear, especially when they're as thick as... That goes deep into... Those are super thick. Holy moly.
That's why it lasted a million miles.
Yeah, there's no servicing gears. They just gear forever, right?
Just keep working, yeah.
So that'll outlive us all.
Mm-hmm.
And then underneath is... Well, it looks a little more normal underneath, I suppose, with the crankshaft, huh?
Yep, it looks actually very clean in there for a million miles.
Yeah.
You would never know.
Yeah, not a lot of wear. A lot of drippage, though.
Yep. As soon as the pan is cleaned up, we'll get it back on with a new gasket and solve the oil leaks.
Okay.
Pretty amazing, huh?
Pretty amazing. And now that this is all apart, this radiator is really tall, too. Well, is this the radiator, the condenser? That's
the radiator. That's your intercooler.
Oh, okay.
There's the condenser.
All three.
Oil cooler, yep.
It looks like a semi-truck radiator.
It kind of does, yeah.
I mean, it's a semi-truck engine. So those were the big leaks. I think there was one more right on the back of the transfer case, yeah?
Yep, the output seal right here. So you can see your red color there.
Oh, okay. You got the new one there?
Yes.
That's a thick one.
Very thick.
Wow. Well, you're moving right along here.
Yep, we're getting it done for you.
Okay. Well, the credit card's going to get maxed out, but also you found some things on the Superbird, right?
Yes.
Some weird things on the Superbird. So I was a little worried about the Superbird when I first got it because I thought it was overheating and I thought it had low oil pressure, but we've checked. It's not overheating.
Nope.
The coolant pouring out was just the radiator cap. And on the oil pressure, you notice that the sending unit was leaking, which could be giving a bad reading, but it's leaking a lot. And you've hooked this up, and is it reading good oil pressure?
Yes. At cold idle, it's like 70 psi. It's really good.
That's good. So we'll check it warm, I suppose, as well, right? But
yeah, I don't think the gauge was showing that before 70 psi at cold idle.
no, not even close.
Yeah.
So that's quite a relief. And then a lot of people are saying this isn't a real Superbird. It is a real Superbird. This is the one of 135 or so Hemi cars. It's not fake. This is metal. All the replicas and a lot of the real Superbirds have replacement fiberglass ones. This is still got the original metal nose cone on it. It has VINs in places where it should have VINs. It's the real deal. It's just a resto mod, which is very, very strange. But what we're finding is this resto mod, which was built 10 years ago, has some weird stuff going on. The suspension, first of all, we discovered that the shocks were cranked all the way up to have a normal ride height, because before it was stanced sort of like this, and they can't be adjusted. So you're able to find a shock to work?
Yeah, I just need to get longer shocks to give it both travel up and down. Right now it only has travel to compress. They're so maxed out, they're fully extended all the time.
Right. But that was a choice. Somebody chose to have it stanced kind of like an old dragster, which is fine. It's not really that good looking in my taste. But the weird thing is with the electrical stuff, because there were gauges that weren't working. Like the speedometer wasn't doing anything at all, and it just wasn't hooked up.
That's right. I actually had Daniel, my new guy, under the dash, and he pulled it out. He's like, here's the cable. It's just not even hooked up.
And then you said the horn as well, which the coolest part of a Superbird, other than it being a Superbird, is probably the Meet Me horn, and there wasn't even a wire going to it from the horn at all?
Right, so the horn wiring was all intact up to the dash, and it stopped there. It didn't go any further up the steering column. It didn't connect to anything.
So why would somebody do that?
I have no idea.
And then now, so it works now? Or
the switch right there doesn't work, the actual push button, but if we short it to ground, it works. The horn works great.
Okay, so you're gonna have to get me a new button then, huh?
Yes, the horn button is problematic.
A lot of wiring in there.
Yep.
I didn't open that up before. No gloves going in that box. So the Superbird, not as dire as we thought it was going to be.
No, just need some wiring and some things hooked up here. We'll get the oil pressure sending unit replaced to get your shock situation taken care of. It's really not that bad.
Awesome. So the only car left really is the 355, which I agreed to do an engine out, and that's happening soon.
Yes, as soon as we get a list of everything we need on this, I'll get the parts ordered, and I'm sending Daniel right over to the 355. He's going to start ripping it apart.
Cool. Well, maybe when I come back in a few days to get the Dodge, this will be torn into.
Yes, I imagine it will be.
2 days have passed now, and remember when we were saying in the last video all the nice things about this 348, 100% reliability? Well, I parked it outside for a couple of days because I needed to make room. You can see things are very tight. And it didn't seem to like the cold all that much. Made it into a Ferrari popsicle, and then it started weeping coolant. And it's now weeping coolant right where those grates are, you can see. Which is right around where the timing belt is, and well, that means where the water pump lives. And to replace that, the engine has to come out. So I may be facing down 2 engine outs basically at the same time. Or it could be a hose or something simple. So fingers crossed. We're gonna head back to the Car Wizards, get this looked at, and check on the progress with the other cars, which is a lot of progress. Yep. Wizard! Hello, Wizard.
What's up?
Well, I did a dumb thing.
What'd you do?
I left this outside, and now it's leaking coolant after some really, really cold nights. And it's only doing it when the engine's cold and it sits for a while. And it's coming from where the water pumpish is.
Oh no, this was the good Ferrari.
We were talking about how good it was, and it was listening, and it decided to say, hey, I'm a Ferrari too, guys. And yeah, so I'm worried about it being the water pump, because if it is that, then engine out.
I hope that it's something simple like a hose.
We'll see, and then we'll check on... There's an engine out over there.
There is.
Holy moly. Oh, it's Ferrari City.
Yes.
Goodness gracious. So I was seeing it coming right out of this, yeah.
There's some green goo there.
That's a lot of green goo.
I'll get a ratchet and we'll take this little panel off. Yeah, it's right in this area.
Mm-hmm. Oh lordy. Okay. Oh, not a lot of room to work here.
No. It's right around in here. I don't really see much.
Yeah. What the heck? Well, you see oil from the valve cover gasket, which we've known about for
Yeah, that's been going
a while.
For a little while, yeah.
Well, where's the coolant?
So we can lower it down and look. I don't really see anything right here. I saw on the panel it's leaking
Right.
right around in there. Saw some green.
It's a pretty significant leak when it cools off
Yeah.
and sits. But then driving it doesn't seem to actively leak.
Let's lower it down and see what we see.
Okay. Not very easy to see things.
I
Up
smell
high.
coolant.
Yeah?
Not really seeing anything right off the...
Mm-hmm. It's almost impossible to see the water pump because it's right up against the back of the car and it's covered, right?
Yeah, the timing belt runs the water pump on these, unlike the 355 where it has its own little serpentine belt. But it's coming right through the center of the engine and off to the side. Everything else is dry.
I guess when it's cold you could pressure test it.
Yes, we will.
I didn't want to do two at once.
Can't win for losing.
Okay. Well, I think the timing belt jobs are a little cheaper on this car. Not really. There's less to do.
Yeah.
At least. It's not like we're doing manifolds and all these other things on the 355, which, holy crap, let's go look at this thing. Well, you didn't waste any time in the past 2 days here, huh?
No.
It's it's gone.
It's out.
And it looks like a really cheap, chintzy car without this glorious engine inside of it, doesn't it?
Half the car is the engine.
Well, it's a little wiggly too.
Yes.
I guess that's part of the structure, right?
Yep.
And well, there's Daniel's son working on the magnificent, kind of scary actually looking engine. These are the pulleys for the cams and such.
You can see the water pump's driven by a serpentine belt here.
Yeah, a different belt, but
Yeah.
I was told that these belts were last done in 2016, and you told me something that may have not been the case, huh?
Let me grab one of the belts.
Okay.
So you can just barely see the date code. The first two digits are the year, 2009.
2009.
2009.
So you're not supposed to put one of these belts on that's more than, you know, a year or two old, right?
Right.
And they have like a 5-ish year shelf life, so I don't think 16 was when the belt service was last done.
No, I don't think so either.
The previous owner was told that from the previous owner who was told that from a used car dealer, so I think they're probably confusing the $7,000 record for the clutch and, you know, just normal other fluids and stuff as the major.
Right.
So I was driving on 12, 13-year-old belts.
Borrowed time, more like it.
500 miles home.
Yes.
Ruh-roh. And Daniel's son, he's peering inside of the engine. There's another thing that we need to check, and that's the valve guides. So one of the defects on these is the valve guides can fail because they made them out of bronze. The replacements are steel.
You can see that those are a bronze color. They're bronze.
They're bronze.
Yep.
So a good thing to do as a preventative is to replace those valve guides, and they can cause misfires and things.
They can. They wear, and the air gets past the guides into the intake. Unchecked air.
Well,
I think it was running fine, though, other than actually what we found was causing a misfire.
so there was an obvious smoking gun on the misfire?
Yes. This ignition wire was broken and just barely just sitting in there.
Well, that's not how it's supposed to go.
Nope, cylinder number 7.
Oh.
Excuse me, Wizard. Here you go.
Oh, just one page, huh?
No, but wait, there's more.
Oh, just wait, there's more. Oh. Some tools that we need and a clutch pedal adjustment.
mean, it obviously seems to run fine, so maybe we'll leave the valve guides alone.
Yeah.
Famous last words, right?
Right. We can do them if you want. We're here. It's up to you.
Well, you can quote it up for me and we can talk, but we also need to talk about the Superbird, because you posted a video and there's a lot of yahoos in there.
Oh, a lot.
We need to clear it up. So, earlier we were talking about the Superbird and people saying that's a fake one. Well, the fake ones don't have metal nose cones. And then they're saying that it's missing the rear supports for the wing, which absolutely isn't true.
No, it's not.
The fake ones, they just have the wings tacked on, but you can see they bolt it to the frame here. You have it on this side, and then this side they mounted the battery cutoff and some few things there, but it actually has it. What it doesn't have, though, is the hidden VIN that people talk about, which is underneath the trunk liner, which honestly, it would make sense with this car. Because it was T-boned on this side, the door was replaced, it would make sense that this panel would have been replaced along with a new floor, so it's not gonna have the VIN there. But it's a real Superbird. I mean, all of these old 60s Mopars, they have panels replaced, they rusted out or they were wrecked or something, so it's a super... You got the horn back on?
Yes.
Oh, there's one nice thing happening today.
We cleaned the contacts and got it working.
I mean, it's some consolation for the fact that I'm gonna have to do another major at the same time, but
At least the horn blows.
at least the horn blows. And is the Cummins coming again?
It is coming down the road just fine.
All the leaks are fixed?
Yep.
Oh, so there's more good news.
Yeah, $1,200 we solved all the leaks.
All right, well, and the 355 wheels, magnesium, are gonna be refinished so we can load them in the back in the Million Mile Cummins, and all I need to do now is drive this thing to get it over that 1,000,000 mile mark. Well, I guess to summarize, Mopars, good. Ferraris, well, Ferraris aren't bad. They're just
still good.
they're good. They're just very needy. So,
Yes.
all right. Well, thank you, Wizard. I'll load these up.
No, not yet. Don't make me come at you. You still have a bill to pay.
All right. Here's Johnny, huh?
Yes, here's Johnny. Here's Wither.
So, what bill is worth holding me up at knife point? $1,200.
Yeah.
You really needed to hold me at knife point on a $1,200 bill?
I gotta put gas in my yacht.
Well, that is lower than what we thought on the Dodge. That's incredible. So it's virtually perfect for $1,200.
No more leaks. We drove it a few times. It's dry under there.
It's got that sloppy rear differential, but it's probably fine.
It's fine for now.
All right. Where'd the 348 go?
It's fixed. I got it.
Did you set it on fire? Or no, it's back there.
Yeah. It's in the recovery room.
How's it fixed?
It only had a small leak on one of the hoses. I tightened it up and it's
Awesome.
done.
It revealed itself finally.
It is harder to find things when there's a camera in your face doing this, right?
Yeah, it makes it a little bit more difficult.
And Daniel's actually worked at Ferrari for many years. He's a good grab from Florida.
Yep.
Doing the engine out and not one on the 348. So I do have another year. I mean, I'd hug you and jump into your arms, but I don't know you that well yet. I just do that to Wizard.
It's okay. Next time.
Maybe next time.
Next time, yeah. Well, I'm still processing all this. You're not joking, right?
I'm not joking.
It's just a hose. That 348 is just so nice. It gave a little warning that I don't like to be parked outside, so I'm just gonna squirt out of a hose for a little bit.
You did.
And that's it. That car.
It's been good to you.
All right, I'll load these wheels up and then hit the road. Thanks,
Yep.
Wizard.
Yep, sounds good.
That certainly doesn't look like a 1,000,000 mile underside anymore. Well, it didn't really before, but what a thing. Thanks, Wizard.
Yes.
Glow, glow, glow. Yo. All right.
Very good.
Okay, bye. What a machine. 995,684. So we have 4,400 miles to get to the finish line of 1,000,000 miles in this thing. And I'm so excited to do it. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you have some time on the holidays, be sure to check out Car Issues on Motor Trim Plus. They're offering another promotion now for the holidays. $3 a month for a year, which is quite a deal. You see all the episodes of Car Issues, season 1 and 2, all the episodes of Top Gear, and so much more car-related entertainment. It's linked below. The last few episodes have been some doozies. Here's a sneak peek. Right now.
A 97 Camaro 30th anniversary edition. So clean, you could eat off this thing.
You did that pretty well.
Welcome to Pallet Motor Racing Circuit.
Oh, wow. There he goes. Gee-mini.
We'll cut a hole in the hood. It's gonna be awesome. What?
So link below, Car Issues on Motor Trim Plus, only $3 a month. Also, Hoovie's Garage merch. We have some Superbird t-shirts left. They were limited to 250. I believe there's 30 or 40 left, so hurry up and get yours before they're gone, along with other Hoovie's Garage merch. Thank you so much for all your support.